If you're a dentist, eye surgeon, plastic surgeon, or any other doctor with a private practice and you're not listed on Google, you pretty much do not exist. Google is the world's biggest directory with listings for every business and every place on earth. As your patients search for doctors, Google's local search algorithm will match the 3 top-rated listings for that location and show them at the very top of the search results. Your listing will show your name, your phone number, your address, the hours you're open, and a map with directions to your clinic. It will also show the total number of reviews and your average Google rating for your practice. In this video, I'll talk about how easy it is to claim your Google listing if you still don't have one, and how to improve your ranking so you can show up on the top 3 results in local search. Stay tuned till the end for a bonus tool to help you better manage your Google reviews and improve your online reputation. If you already have a listing on Google, you can skip this section and move on to the next. For those who do not have a Google My Business listing for your practice, it is very easy to create one and it's totally free. Head on to www.google.com/business and sign in with your Google account. First step is to find your practice on Google. Use your business name in the search. You'll be surprised to see that your practice is already listed on Google, and this could be because the marketing company you hired a few years ago created one for you. I've seen marketing companies create duplicate listings for the same practice just because they're too lazy to get access to the existing ones or whatever the reason. So it's very important to see what already exists for your practice on Google and make sure you only have one listing for your practice. Of course, there are scenarios where you may want to set up more than one listing for your practice, and I'll cover more on that later in the video. If you already see your practice listed on Google and you don't know about it, select it and claim ownership. If you do not have a listing on Google, create one for your practice. Once you've created your listing or claimed ownership of an existing one, Google will need to verify you're the rightful owner. There are many ways to verify ownership, and the most common is Google will send you a postcard in mail to your business address with the verification code. Once you have received the code, you can come back and complete the verification. The Google My Business listing is more than just a name, phone number, and address. You will be able to set the category of business, which is basically the specialty of your practice. For example, dentist, endodontist, orthodontist, pediatric dentist, cosmetic dentist, and so on. You will also be able to set your website URL, the hours you're open, the services and products you offer, photos of your clinic, opening date, that is the date when you first opened at this location, a short summary of your business, and many more. Everything you set on your Google My Business listing will help Google local search algorithm to match your listing with terms that patients are searching on Google. This increases your chances to appear in the top search results and be in front of your patients. Next up, let's see how to correctly set up your Google My Business listing and go over some best practices. Name of your practice. This is the business name of your practice. Make sure to use the name exactly as it appears in the real world. For example, on your signage, business cards, stationery, and anywhere else. This is the name your patients will see when they visit your clinic. Keep the name clean, and it's okay to drop legal suffixes such as PC, LLC, INC, private limited, and so on. Do not add the doctor's name, degrees, or location to the business name of your listing. If you're creating a Google listing for individual practitioners working at a group practice or in hospital, stay tuned for the multiple listings section later on in this video. Category. Use a category that describes your practice in the best possible way. Google allows you to select a primary category and additional categories. Choose these categories wisely so that it describes your overall core practice from the provided list. Let's say you're a specialist, for example, an endodontist, and you have a clinic in New Jersey. It is probably better for you to select endodontist as the category instead of dentist or a dental clinic. This will set you apart from the competition of general dentists in your market and help you gain more visibility and improve your ranking. Address. It is very important to set the precise and accurate address of your clinic location. If your address doesn't have a street number or the system can find it, you can pin your practice's location directly on the map. Google will use this address to show a map with directions and also use it to calculate how far your clinic is from the location where your patients are searching. As a side tip, we also recommend adding the Google Map widget with directions to your clinic on your Contact Us page. This is a sure shot way to associate your website with your Google listing, and every little bit will help you rank. If you want to know about what are the top 5 pages of your practice website, click on this link to watch that video. Now let's get back to Google My Business listings. Service areas. Include all geographic areas where you provide your services. Google allows you to select countries, states or regions, counties, cities, and even zip codes. If you're a medical office, you'll most likely stick to counties, cities, or zip codes, but it really depends on the specialty of your practice and how far your patients are willing to travel. Typically, people visit a dentist closer to their home or workplace. However, people may be willing to travel a little bit far, even across states, if they're visiting a plastic surgeon. So choose your service areas wisely and be realistic. Open hours. Set the hours that your office is open and keep it up to date with holiday closings and special events. Nothing can be more frustrating for your patients to travel all the way and find you're closed. That is if you take walk-ins. Google uses the open hours from your listing to show your patients if you're open or closed and when you'll open next. So this is very helpful for your patients so that they will know when to call you to set up an appointment. Phone number. When you add a phone number, Google will display a call button on your listing so that your prospective patients can call your office. Mention a phone number that directly connects to your front desk. It's always a good practice to add the same number on your website so that Google can recognize your practice and show it on search results. Website. If you provide a link to your website, Google will display a website button on your listing so that your prospective patients can click on it and visit your website. Google will track the number of calls and the number of website visits from your listing, and this will help you measure and optimize how your patients engage with you online on your Google My Business listing. Appointment links. If your practice supports online booking of appointments, this is a great place to set the direct link to your appointments page. So your patients can go to your listing, click on the link, and set an appointment with you. Products and services. These are the sections where you can add your top products and your top services for your practice. Keep in mind, whatever you set on your Google listing, Google is going to use it to match your listing against the searches that your patients are doing on Google. So keep it relevant to your practice. Business attributes. In this section, you can highlight other attributes related to accessibility, amenities, health, and safety. Brief description of your practice. Describe your overall practice in this section. When writing your description, keep in mind to include all the important keywords that are relevant to your practice. Posts. Posts are a great way to connect with your existing and prospective patients on your Google My Business listing. Make sure you use all types of posts such as COVID-19 update, offers, products, events, what's new, and more. Photos. Uploading photos will help you inform and attract your prospective patients. Add photos of your logo and the exterior view of your clinic so your patients can recognize you when they visit you. Also add photos that highlight the features of your practice. Messages. This feature enables patients to send you messages in real time from your Google My Business profile, thus helping you to connect with your patients in real time, answer their questions wherever possible, or ask them to book an appointment with you. Most practices will have only one listing on Google, but there are scenarios where your practice can have more than one listing. If you're a practice with multiple clinic locations, then every location should have a separate Google My Business listing. Follow the guidelines that we discussed in the previous section to set up all your locations correctly and make sure to keep them up to date. Another scenario where there can be multiple listings is when there are multiple individual practitioners working in a group practice or a hospital. In this case, the group practice will have the main Google listing with the group practice as the business name. Additionally, every individual practitioner can create their own Google listing. Here are some of the best practices when creating individual practitioners listings. Include the doctor's full name and degree in the business name of the listing. Make sure that the address is set to the same address as the group practice and include the group practice name in the address. Set the website link to the doctor's profile page from the group practice website. Only include the services and products provided by this doctor if they're different from the group practice. Generally speaking, customize the listing to the individual doctor, but make sure to link it with the group practice. In larger group practices or hospitals with many doctors and providers, the individual practitioner's listing will help the doctor create their personal brand, increase their visibility, and attract more patient reviews. Accurate and up-to-date information about your practice on Google My Business listing is the first step towards having a chance to be matched by Google local search algorithm and to be shown in the local search results. According to Google, there are 3 factors that impact your local search rankings. Distance. This is a no-brainer. Since Google is trying to pull results as close as possible to the location where your patients are searching, distance of your clinic from that location is a number 1 factor. Marking your service areas realistically and marking your exact location is about the best that you can do to rank higher on this factor. Relevance. Google's algorithm is constantly trying to figure out how relevant your practice is to the terms your patients are searching on Google. Primary business category and subcategories you select, the services and products you add, the short description of your practice, and the business attributes you configure on your Google listing will impact your relevancy score. But Google goes beyond that, and it will also factor in the content on your website, how well you're ranking in organic results, and what are the keywords that you're indexing for to determine your relevancy score. Sometimes you'll notice that Google adds a line below your listing saying, this website mentions ... So there's no doubt that Google uses content on your website to determine how relevant your practice is to the terms your patients are searching for. Prominence. Prominence refers to how well known your practice is both online and offline. Google will base your prominence score from any information it has from across the web, like links, media articles, directory listings, and your practice website. The better your website ranks overall on search, the better will be your prominence score online. Click this link to watch a video on how to rank your website number 1 on Google. The most important and probably the only factor Google uses to find out your offline prominence is Google reviews. Patients visit you for services, which is an offline activity, and may leave you a Google review. Your Google reviews tells Google how your patients are rating you for the services you provide. The total number of reviews and more positive reviews will give you a higher prominence score. Reviews on Google is the digital version of word of mouth. When your patient visits your clinic and is happy and satisfied and leaves you a great review, this not only improves your prominence score but also fosters trust for new patients. Your patients will Google you and check your reviews before even they call you up. They want to know what other people have to say about your practice. Reviews play a major role in the patient decision-making process. Check this video to find out about the patient journey and how patients search for doctors today. As a medical practice, you should always acknowledge all your reviews. If not all, definitely respond to the bad ones, if any. When you respond to reviews, you're not only informing your prospective patients about your practice and services, you're also showing them that you value their inputs. And this will help you in building trust and get more reviews in the future. The Google platform is always evolving, and Google is trying very hard to get qualitative feedback from their users on Google reviews. Google has rolled out a new update on its review platform, and you might notice that it's now asking users questions based on their rating. So for example, if the rating is about 3, Google might prompt you asking, what is it that you liked about this business? And if you rate below 3, similarly, it might ask you a question like, what is it that you did not like about this business? We haven't seen this update rolled out for all business types, such as doctors, yet. But keep an eye on it, and we think that these changes are coming for every business type very soon.
And now it's time for the bonus tool.
You know Google reviews are so critical for ranking and for the success of your practice. So staying on top of your Google reviews is just as important. I would like to share with you a tool we have built to help you manage your Google reviews. The tool comes in 2 parts. There's a widget that can be easily installed on your website in minutes, and there's a dashboard that you can log into. Proudly show all your 5-star reviews on your website using the widget. The widget automatically pulls all your 5-star reviews from all your locations and will display them as a feed on your testimonials page or as a carousel on your homepage. Your website visitors will be able to click a button to write a new review for your practice. The dashboard will show you all your reviews in one place, either for a single listing or multiple listings if you have many. You will receive alerts when a new review is posted or a review needs your attention, so you can respond immediately. The dashboard will also show you all your Google messages that you receive for any of your listings, so you can stay on top of them as well. The Smart Reply feature of the tool will auto-suggest responses to your reviews, so you can save your valuable time. You can get more positive reviews from your happy patients by asking them to write your review. With just a click of a button, you can send them a link by email or SMS. Once your patients write a review, the tool will automatically match them with the contacts in your patient CRM, so you can keep a track on who wrote your review and who did not, and send automatic reminders. Click on the link in the description if you would like to see a full demo of the review management tool. This brings us to the end of this video. To summarize, we talked about how to correctly set up your Google My Business listings to improve your rankings on local search, and how to better manage your Google reviews to build trust in your practice and grow your practice. If you like the review management tool, please click on the link in the description and sign up for a free demo. The first 50 sign-ups will receive a 3-month free use of the product. So hurry and sign up today. That's it for today's video. See you next time. I'm Harshal Limaye, founder and CEO at Marketing Doctor and an educator extraordinaire at My Practice 101, the channel that teaches you how to be successful in your practice. Subscribe to My Practice 101 and don't forget to hit the bell icon to be notified.